It isn't too often that we have a team with one of the top 10 biggest upsets in the season coming back as a 28-point favorite. But that's exactly what we got with Texas here against Wyoming this weekend. And I had to take a look at this one. Two of the top 10 biggest upsets in terms of line this season come from these two teams. Wyoming had the fourth biggest upset so far as a 13-point underdog against Texas Tech. And Texas last week, 10th biggest upset already over Alabama. Now these two teams square off this week, and Quinn Ewers can repeat what he did last week. It'll be a noticeably bigger score on the scoreboard here for Texas. I mean, you look at the scoring offense, Texas is obviously ahead of Wyoming here, but not by as much as you may expect. Texas is 43rd in the rankings. They're putting up 35 and a half points per game, but Wyoming's only 12 spots behind, putting up 33 points per game themselves. Texas has done it through the air. Wyoming has done it on the ground, but Quinn Ewers is shaping up to be what we expected. I mean, he's just outside the top 10 in passing yards per game so far early in the season, coming in at 11th, putting up 304 and a half yards per game on the season. And out of the guys in the top 11, he actually averages the third fewest pass attempts per game. So not only is he putting up big numbers, but Quinn Ewers is getting it done efficiently. But the one thing that I had to stop and look at is Wyoming as an underdog is definitely a concerning, alarming situation for that favorite. Because Wyoming in the last 2 years, as an underdog of 3 points or more, they're 8-2-1 against the spread. Yeah, they've covered 8 of the 10 games that have had a decision and haven't been a push. And they've covered them by a hefty margin. They've been 11-point dogs on average, and they're only losing those games by 4 points. Obviously, we do have a little bit of a bigger margin here, or a noticeably bigger margin here. And the trends say to back Texas. I mean, road underdogs, FBS versus FBS of 28 points or more in the last 3 years, excluding the COVID year. So we're talking 2019, 2021, and 2022. 53, 87, and 4 against the spread. They're only covering 37.9% of those games as a 28-point dog or more. So just because you're getting these large numbers, you're looking FBS against FBS opponents, the favorite is covering over 62% of the time in those 3-year span. So I have to be looking at Texas here too, but I think there's some money to be made on the total here. I would take a look at the over because I think Wyoming has the ability to put up some points here against Texas. And I think Texas may take a little bit of a load off after that game last week. A lot of energy and a big win against Alabama. And now they're taking on a slightly less efficient foe, we'll say, in Wyoming. So I'm going to back the big favorite here, but I do like a look at the over as well. And if you guys like all this stuff, we got plenty more coming for you this week. Plenty of college football action on the card. And we got some NFL and still some MLB to talk about. But make sure you guys like, subscribe, and click the videos below. We got all the videos for the upcoming games here for you as well to check out. Make sure you guys stop over at WagerTalk.com too. I'm number 3 in the last 365 days in the NFL, and we're on a red hot 19-3 teaser run. We'll look to continue that this week, but make sure you guys check out the videos in the meantime.